Hello everybody, my name is Juan Andres. I'm going to talk about what is bilingualism and how do I employ bilingualism in my classes. So first of all, we need to define what is bilingualism. First of all, we need to have clear that bilingualism is not doesn't have like a concrete definition to understand or to define this concept. So as a personal opinion for me, bilingualism is the capacity of a person that can make understand his or herself in two languages easily. So this person needs to have like an intermediate level of language, of that the second language, in order to make understand different topics like his or her emotions, political topics, I don't know, environmental topics. So that's for me the first definition of bilingualism. And the second question is, how do I employ bilingualism in my classes? So in the school where I work at, the approach that we develop on that school is about immersion. So in this immersion method, the idea that the teachers will create like the learning environment for students in order to make them find themselves in situations where they need to apply the second language mandatorily and naturally in order to answer to some academic and social needs. So for example, we work in the bilingualism in the school by creating like the daily routines, creating the agendas and like the daily activities in English, talk to them all the time in English, and also develop these daily routines in English. So for example, I don't know, like simply commands for the classes. We're going to sit down, we're going to start, let's make the agenda, who wants to write the date, which day is today. So those kind of high frequency words and frequency sentences are like a good way in order to work on bilingualism in the classes. Finally, I need to confess that there is an approach that I like a lot, that is the sheltered instruction. That means that we as teachers, we need to make like a shelter for students in order to understand the topics that we are developing. So this method is only for ESL, and we use the English not as a goal, but as a mean, like to get the knowledge and the content throughout the use of English. So in this shelter instruction, the idea that teacher creates like a little shelter for the students in order to like to protect them of the confusion of getting new topics and new content. So how teachers can avoid this, making the students like confused about something that they're talking about and about the use of English. So using a lot of strategies, for example, the body gestures, using pictures, using multimodal like ways of communication, for example, pictures, videos, flashcards. Also using a lot of examples and even using like diverse ways to give the instructions and examples, and also giving an example of what the teachers expect to the students to do. So for example, on those ways, me as a teacher in this school, I try to develop the bilingualism in my classes, always using English, avoiding translation, and making the English a daily tool of communication.